All right, we're here with another Alovéa Pros podcast, and man, I'm excited this one because we're going back to Minnesota. Heather, how are you tonight?
Woo! I am great. I'm so excited to be here and so excited to be spending time with you.
Nice. Well, I was just up in Minnesota. I love that part of the world. And, I think that this is a really powerful pros podcast for me because of what you do, and I'm super curious because I think for a lot of people, it's such a big challenge in today's world, this world of mental health and our young kids. And you work as both a school counselor, a mental health counselor, and you work with, you see the impact it's having. Like to me, from the outside, it just seems like the world of social media and the stuff that's going on. It's got to be so hard. And oddly enough, people are probably going to be watching this on social media, which is funny. But like, how did you get into this space and like, what's going on in that world? It seems really challenging right now.
It absolutely is. So I'm in an elementary school, a K-5 building, and you wouldn't think little ones could have the issues that they do, but it is actually remarkable how many young children are dealing with mental health illnesses, whether it be anxiety, depression, stress, lots and lots of things that students are dealing with, and we are doing our best to help them with it. It's certainly been on an increase in the last 5 years, and it's definitely something that there's a need more than there's ever been before, and it's just been something that I'm passionate about helping and doing what I can to make a difference in the world with them.
Well, you just said something that's kind of like a loaded question, like the increase in the last 5 years. Like, what's going on? Like, because it's scary. Like, I feel like you see it on the news, you see it with families. We have a lot of friends that have young kids, and my wife and I don't. So, like, I feel this pressure or stress. Like, what? Like, it must be a tough time, and especially for the teachers and for the professionals that are helping. So, what do you think's causing this?
Social media is not helping with it. Parents, not that I'm knocking parents at all, but parents need to be fully on board. I'm not expecting schools to be taking the weight of it all. It's one of those things where we need to be working together continuously as a community. We need to be working with the families and making sure that they're following through with what we're doing at school, and likewise, like however they're supporting the family at home or students at home, how can we support them at school? So it really needs to be a balance approach and something that we all can support, making sure that we're helping raise healthy, emotionally secure children.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge job in front of you, and for them to be able to have counselors that they can go to speak with and give the right tools. Because it's funny you say this because I think it was yesterday we turned on You Got Mail. Remember that movie?
Yes.
And we were just laughing, thinking like at that stage they thought the technology was so amazing. I think it was in 1998 that the technology, because you could send emails back and forth, and it was like this new thing. And that was all before social media. And like my wife and I, we kind of like talked about it. It was like, oh, that time. And you hear a lot of people like of my generation, I'm older than you are, but like where it was so much easier. But now you're seeing kids that are growing up with screens in front of them at all times, and it feels like that's got to be taking its the impact as well, right?
Absolutely. The amount of screens that students are on, not that they can't be on screens, but it can't take over the amount of time that they're doing other things. And I think that's a lot of what's happening. What it does neurologically to the brain is not good. Again, it's back to balance, making sure you get outside, making sure you spend time with your family, not involving a screen. Other things, activities, whatever it can be that can get the student moving will help that brain and help them develop in a more proper manner is super important.
Oh, I like that, kind of getting them moving. So you said you enjoy helping. Like, how did you get into this? Is this something you knew you always wanted to do, or did you kind of get introduced to it and took you on a path?
Yes, I was introduced to this by Mindy Hockadell. So we worked together and are friends, and she introduced me to it. And it was hard for me I've been introduced to many network marketing companies, and this one just seemed different. So I actually attended a meeting at Danny Morgan's home, and I never turned back since. The amount of information that I received there and the amount of information that was given and the testimonies that were explained were absolutely mind blowing. I literally like left there going, how can I not be a part of this? Even though I didn't sign up right away, it did take me a few days, but I jumped in with both feet and actually became an Alovéa Pro right away because I believed the products did actually make a difference. Being Mindy was suffering from Lyme's disease, I saw the difference it was making for her. So I knew that it could certainly make a difference for me, or so I was hoping. I have a benign tumor in my foot. And originally I was hoping it could help with that. And it absolutely did. But not only did I not know with the amount of exposure I am with little kids, and we all know how germy they are, um, how much it would help me with my overall health. I've never in a million years thought I could be this healthy. I've been on the products for a year and a half, and I literally have not gotten the flu. I used to get tons of sinus infections. Yeah, any kind of type of cold or illness of any kind, I have not gotten in a year and a half, which for me, that's the longest I've been healthy since I can remember. So.
Wow. Well, and you brought up something interesting because, Alovéa, who of course is this food technology based company that's, sharing their technologies around the world. But we have this special program called Alovéa Pros, where if you're a coach or a trainer, a healthcare professional, or kind of fit, even now we're really building into student athletes, NCAA, NIL athletes. But because you're in this realm where you're supporting kids and, so we accept mental health practitioners, we spent mental health counselors, anybody who can connect and has that credibility can be sponsored by this company. So you heard about Alovéa through Mindy because you saw the results, you saw her having this impact. What was it about the Alovéa Pros where you said, like, I'd like to, I can qualify for this? What made you feel like I want to put my name part of this company?
Absolutely. I think the difference that it was making for her and the testament that it was doing as far as the power that it can make along with the Hope movement, which I know we'll talk about, but just the difference that you can make in helping others be healthy was so, so passionate for me. And I just really felt the power that I could make a difference helping people be healthy and just really take a stand and do something that will make a difference for others.
Oh, I like that. Take a stand. How do you see the Alovéa products? And just even like you said, like you've already noticed a difference with your own health, but for the world you live in and professionally, from helping people in this world of the mental health, whether it's young kids or even adults, like how do you feel that what products and why do you think Alovéa would help people in that space?
Well, I take all the products, so I can strongly say that they all absolutely make a difference. The balance certainly will make a difference with their social emotional. If students are suffering, with emotional stuff or hormone imbalances, I think the core has made a huge difference with myself, with certainly the gut issues that I used to have, significant pain that I'd have constantly. That's helped significantly with me. As well as, of course, now the OptiPack, when you have the universal, you have all of them in one. It's amazing because I used to take immune, limitless, balance, and core, and it's super nice now to have the omegas added into that. Which I'm going to be honest, I have never taken omegas before, and I can say a huge difference. The clarity that I have in my brain is like something I've never had before, to be honest with you, and it's just really made a powerful difference in my overall health with the omegas too.
Yeah, well, and I love there's something to deal with compliance, right? In the sense of, if there's too many things, it's too disorganized, and people just don't follow through. So to have something that is, it's all built in the package for you, you're just doing two a day. Like I'm one that if it doesn't taste good or if it's not simple, I'm out. I need it to be simple to fit in my daily life, and I love that because I can put it in my pocket, leave, and get started. So have you seen from the product standpoint, like they've had a huge impact on you? Any other families or patients or clients or anybody that you've worked with, have you seen how have the products impacted from them and from that mental health side of things?
Yes, I've seen lots and lots of positive impacts. The main one I would say is core. I've had clients take it and literally their gut issues have become obsolete. Their skin, hair, and nails, which I will say people are asking me what I'm doing to my hair because it's never grown at this rapid rate speed. My nails, which typically never grow, are
Hmm.
growing. My skin is healthier than it's ever been. So the skin, hair, and nails, not only for myself, but for others, when they take the core, people are raving about the OptiPack. I have customers that are absolutely raving about that and seeing the difference who are on other omegas previously and now on our Alovéa omegas and definitely seeing a difference as well with the clarity and what they're noticing with their health.
Yeah. It's amazing what can happen if you can get your gut in check and get your immune system and then that inflammation. Those are kind of like the three cornerstones of Alovéa. So, well, I mean, look, you could have met, because you had a friend with Mindy and a coworker. You saw the huge results with her. You could have just said, I'm going to become a customer, but you did decide to become a sponsored pro. What was your vision? Like, what were you hoping that this could become?
That I, like Mindy says, heal the world, heal however many people I can. I mean, literally, I just want to proclaim it to everyone possible. I'm someone who was considered pretty healthy when I started taking them, but to be honest with you, I don't think I was as healthy as I thought I was.
Mm,
So I think it just really shows what a kind of difference it can make for others. thinking that don't just get by with what you're doing, give it a try and see what it can do for you. Because I will tell you, I don't have many customers that I have a lot of customers that are continuing taking them because of the results that they're seeing.
Yeah. And that's always
Yeah,
a great sign, when you can help somebody with their health, they want to stay active with their health. It's a new pattern, new routine. It's interesting. You brought up this a little bit earlier that, this company has something called buy one, nourish one. So we're a social movement, kind of like Bombas socks. And the company's a public benefit corporation, meaning it can gear its profits to support a cause. And this company's cause is malnutrition. 7 million kids die every single year. And it's just such a movement. The company just surpassed 62 million servings to children in need. And you, of course, work with children. You are a school counselor and a mental health counselor, and you're working with kids every single day. When you heard that part of this company, that not only are we a nutrition company, a food-based technology nutrition company, helping people get healthier, but then to know that for every serving, there's the matching of the same product to children in need around the world. What did that mean to you?
everything. I will say that's another huge reason as to why I jumped in, probably just as much as I know what it could do for my health. There's not many, like I said, I've been introduced to plenty of other network marketing companies, and I don't know any that match to the level of what this one does, and how that you're giving back and that you're helping nourish that many in need is something that it doesn't measure up anything else. So it's something I'm really proud of, and something that I think can make a huge difference for others. And knowing every single product they're buying is helping someone else really is powerful.
Yeah, and I think one of the coolest things is the company even does a couple trips a year where they partnered with President Fox and his wife Marta, and you can go to Guanajuato, Mexico, and actually visit some of the orphanages that are being supported, because President Fox and his wife are one of our distribution partners. We send the product around the world, including Mexico, including the United States. But that's a pretty powerful concept. What do you think? Is that on your bucket? Have you done that trip yet?
No, I've been to Mexico, but not that. So
Okay.
definitely, actually, I was just talking to Mindy earlier today, and we were talking about that. We need to make that happen. So absolutely.
I think that would be the follow-up podcast, right? Because this is your first
Yes.
podcast. So we get you down to Mexico and then we do a follow-up podcast. Is that a deal?
Yes, I'm in for sure. We need to. Yes,
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
I've been a couple times, and first of all, just hanging out with a former president of one of the largest countries and economies in the world in Mexico is kind of cool. That doesn't happen every day of
Oh,
your life. He was the former
no.
president of Coca-Cola, believe it or not, or which is kind of wild. To think that they've committed their life to nourishing children and helping out, and Alovéa is their product of choice to get to these kids is, I think, one of the coolest things. So, if
Yes.
you had somebody listening here today, watching to the podcast, and saying, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued like Heather. She heard it at somebody's basement. They're hearing it on podcast. Same thing, right? But if they were to get started on wanting to live a healthier life with Aloe, what would you recommend? What's the best way for somebody to get
So
started?
absolutely. So just know that our products do make a difference. Being on them for a year and a half, that may seem like a long time to people. It may not. I don't know. Regardless, in that time, which I think is relatively short, I can't even tell you how much positive difference it's made in my emotional, my well being, overall physical health that I never thought was even ever possible that it could do. So I will tell you that it is worth giving it a try and knowing that it can make a positive difference in your life for
I
sure.
love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and what's cool too is that the company tracks your ripple. So a ripple is for every product you're taking, you're creating that donation. And I love it too, because like as every time I'm taking an Aloe product, I know it's nourishing me, but then I'm also thinking like that just donated another donation to a child. And there's this like kind of positive ripple effect, right?
Yes, and that feels so good. And you just, yeah, whenever you see that ripple grow, I look at it weekly, and it just makes me smile from ear to ear, thinking, you know what, this many kids are saved because of the power that and what we're doing each and every day to help kids. So
Well, that's so awesome. Well,
awesome.
okay, so we made a commitment here. It's being recorded. We're going to get you guys down to Mexico
Oh,
with
I can't wait.
President Fox, and then we have to do the follow-up podcast.
For sure. I can't wait.
That would be so much fun. Well,
Thank
Heather,
you.
we appreciate you so much spending time with us on the Alovéa Pros podcast. And thank you for what you do, working with young children. I'm sure they're difficult and challenging and really hard scenarios, but it's so critically important. People like you, professionals, are doing that work. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
All right. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.